Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Come to you live from our comfy couch, running outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon Reviews for June 12th, 2022, with your host, Peacemaker2448, and Rapid Epsilon.
Hi.
It's 3 episodes of 01 this week.
3? I thought we watched 4 at a time.
We did, but one of these is a recap episode, so meh.
Hence why I said it the way I did.
So yeah, folks,
it is almost all of the remainder of the job competition.
Yeah, we get. I think according to the writer wiki, it's 2 more episodes. I don't remember what episode 30 entails, but 20.
I feel like I beg to differ, because I'm pretty sure the job stuff actually does end with the next episode after this batch. I think the last one is the wrap-up of the arc kind of deal. And I don't mean the arc as the villain, I mean the arc as this arc of the show.
The story arc, not the evil arc. Because 29 is Rampage Vulcan episode. Okay, I see why they say 30, because... Oh wait, no. No, they apparently have not updated their information, because on the individual page, it says 30 is the start of the hidden manufacturing arc.
Yeah.
But on the full episode layout on the main page, it says it's 17 through 30. And 31 is the start of the hidden manufacturing arc.
Because, okay, I know why, and that's why I kind of said it the way I did.
Mm-hmm.
The hidden manufacturing arc technically starts at like the end of 30.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why we can have the final battle of that episode.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's one of those, I feel like both are correct. 29 though is the end of the job competition thing. It's just clean up from there.
But yeah, it is 25 through 28 this week, folks. Is there anything you want to talk about with Revice this week before we talk about 01?
Piss. I know I forgot to watch something.
Eh.
So I am still the current week behind. We'll just keep it at that.
Okay. I'll say this much, because I was reminded about it because of Togadon covering Beyond Generations this week. Daiji got to be in the Ryugen suit for that movie. Feels a bit too on point right now. I'm sure it's only because, they both wield a gun. But also, they both are doing some really stupid decisions at the moment.
I don't think my brain had actually pieced that together, but wow, we actually are kind of getting a repeat of Ryugen's arc.
Mm-hmm.
We're just getting it on a faster scale.
Yeah.
Which might be good. Might give time for him to, actually be redeemed.
Yeah. Daiji forever, Daiji just slowly going, if I side with the bad guys, everything will be fine, right? As long as I don't fuck with the bad guys, everything will be fine. Without realizing, I've chose the wrong side. I'm the asshole now. Oops.
It almost makes me wonder if the way that he's written, if it's not a little bit of he doesn't want to depend on others to do what he thinks should be done.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's almost what that feels like. It's like, okay, I'm gonna side with the bad guys right now just so I know what their plans are, and as soon as I can stop it, I'm doing it. Except that's not gonna work.
It's not working, and I don't know what to do. And I don't want to give up, because that means I was wrong, and I've done all these terrible things for nothing. Which is why somebody in the show needs to give him a good kick in the head, because he needs it right now.
I mean, we have the perfect person.
Yeah, that seems to have been the conversation for this week's episode, is Daichi needs a kick in the head, and several characters going, but do we need to? And slowly everyone realizing, yeah, no, we need to kick him in the head. He kind of needs it. Because Sakura reached that point this week of like, oh, you did that then. Okay, no, it's on now. No, you're getting kicked in the head now. You took a step too far on a personal level. You're getting kicked now. And Vice has long realized that, and Iki, I guess, will realize that next week. So, yeah, that feels like the summary of this week's episode without getting into too much of it. Yeah, shall we hit 01 then?
I guess we shall hit the 3 episodes of the week.
Alright then, we will kick off with episode 25, I'll Save the Human Gears. It's the recap episode of information from the entire series, along with relevant information from Railroad Generations. Essentially...
I just want to throw this out here. This is the worst way to do a recap episode.
Pretty much.
Because literally this was, we're telling the audience all of this stuff that they probably already know. At least with the cobbled together recap episodes that we wound up getting because of, world events. At least with those, they played it off as we're still technically kind of telling a story to the other characters. And it's one of those, it's like, okay, that at least works better.
Yeah. But essentially, Harubi was a dad Humagear, just like Haruto's dad Humagear was. That's kind of the new information, I guess. Also, Jin's back. He has a new Burning Falcon form and a Slash Riser that is from Zaya, that the show will never tell you is from Zaya. The only reason we know it's Zaya is because the premium Bandai listings say that it was the Zaya Slash Light.
Well, I mean, also the fact that it is a repurposed spare shot riser. Tell me otherwise.
Pretty much. I mean, it is. It's red. Instead of a gun, it's a sword. And by sword, I mean it's a knife.
It's a case of someone found the 3D printer and said, let's do this over top of it and no one will know.
Yep. But yeah, Jin's back in his new form. And in a Jin... I forget which generation. I think Gen 5 Humagear. Because instead of the big chunky headphones, he now has a little earring thing. That is his little module, Humagear module thing. And he's back to liberate Humagears and not exterminate humanity because
he's secretly working for a human that probably was supposed to be final villain.
Probably. All information in the Project Thouser special that we're not watching because God damn it, 01. Why did you put so much good information in that fucking 2-part special that was stuck on the fucking Blu-rays?
I mean, to be fair, most of the information pertaining to Jin's I guess you can say regeneration, kind of comes... Actually, I think it comes like not long after we do the... We're skipping the recap stuff.
Pretty much.
So, 2, maybe 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, that's episode 25, folks. So we'll move on to episode 26. We are the Blazing Fire Brigade. It's round 4 time, folks. And our competition is who's a better firefighter? This captain of this human captain of some fire squad that I don't think gets named at all. I know he gets named, but I don't know who the squad gets named.
I don't think they do.
Okay.
Also, something that I want to mention about the last episode that I didn't pay attention to, mainly because it is a recap episode, but they do actually loosely set up the fact that this is the next job competition within it. I mean, uber loosely.
Okay. I'm like, did they say it at the end at some point? Because I might have just missed it.
No, it pretty much ended with Guy and Yua going towards the building that is the location of interest. It's
okay.
like, I see what you did there.
Okay.
Which now also makes a lot more sense about our raider that we have in this 2-part. Now it feels like, okay, that don't feel as disjointed as it was. Shows how much I paid attention to that filler episode.
Mm-hmm. But our human gear is 119 Nosuke, or just 119 as I'm going to call him, because that's simpler.
And inverse of 911.
Yep. Which I don't think is the emergency number in Japan.
Probably not. Which makes me wonder why they thought that was a good idea to do that.
Actually, what is the emergency number in Japan?
I have no idea.
Oh, 110. Which is for police. 119? Okay, it's 119 for ambulance or fire. So it actually is the proper emergency number.
Okay.
In Japan.
Because I was thinking that can't be. That's got to be some kind of weird goof that they did. But okay, no, that actually is it.
Yep, that is the legitimate emergency number for rescue and fire in Japan. So, good on them.
Which is funny that yet again we're backwards to what I would have to assume is most of the world.
That doesn't surprise me once. But yeah, the 2 of them will be competing in a simulated rescue a bunch of people from a burning building situation. And they are doing it in 3 floors. In the basement are a bunch of women under debris and stuff, which the captain or the human and his team are all excited about because...
And Naruto.
Yes, and Naruto, because boobs.
Yep.
That's it. It's just boobs.
Yep.
Because on the first floor is just a bunch of people on their day off from Ames.
Bunch of guys.
Pretty much. And everyone's just like, oh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I do like that one of them had to have his jacket off to show that he is shirtless, to be like, Mom's in the watching on TV. Mm-hmm. Because I heard this conversation. I forget where I
feel
heard
like
this,
that's actually the only reason they did that, actually.
Yeah. Because I heard this conversation. I think it was on like the Tokusatsu World Tour podcast, because they were talking about Beyond Generation Skid, and it's got the scene where Rentaro is butt-ass naked in front of Sophia, and he's just like, who is this for? And I'm like, it is for the moms in the audience. You do not realize that has been a thing in Rider for 20 fucking years. Why do you think they hired Godai's actor? and they keep hiring young male actors. Moms do like the young male actors in these series. That is a thing. We covered an episode of Ryuki where our two main writers were shirtless for no reason. But yeah, they're under debris and stuff, and they have to be rescued. And on the third, and also they're behind fire. It's just simulated virtual fire. And on the last floor, the vice president, his buddy, and Shesta are somewhere behind some smoke machine they've set up, I assume. So whoever rescues the most people wins. So we go through the basement one. They rescue the same amount of people. No troubles there. They move on to the first floor, and the Ames guys are playing up their injuries and stuff, and the captain's like, could you try a little harder, please? Play it up some more. But 119's is like, you are doing great.
I love how the one that the captain winds up getting literally is just like, help, I need help. It's like, yeah, I kind of agree with him. You could at least attempt.
Look, I got called in on my day off. I was supposed to have a day off, but no. Yeah, I was like, I need a favor. And then he's like, fine.
I doubt it was even Yaiba that did that.
Probably.
I feel like that was Guy. You will do this, or I will kill you.
Yeah, that day off you requested, denied. Get your ass in here. You're playing dead in a fucking burning building. Get over it.
It's one of those, you will be in this building. Whether or not you're alive is your decision.
So yeah, they're rescuing people on that floor when the raider attacks. It's the Panda Raider. Because we never hear the key get activated, actually. We actually also don't see this guy ever transform.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
But it's the scouting panda key for anyone interested. I don't know why the panda is a sniper. He just is.
I mean, maybe because, truthfully, pandas are kind of one of the lazier bears there is.
Fair.
So give it reach out and touchy weapon.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it attacks. It causes a fire before it. Oh God, I'm trying to think of something. What is the game where you use a gun for movement tech? There's some game out there that No Time to Explain is what I'm thinking of. It's like this 2D. I think it's a sprite game from like a few years back, but you actually use a big ass gun for movement and stuff around the level. And it does that here, where it just uses its sniper rifle to just fling itself out the building backwards. Which, fair. So now there's a real emergency going on. But meanwhile, Shin and Hirobi are leaving Daybreak Town to go find Hirobi's key. When we see that Fu has apparently been camped out there all night, waiting for them to walk out the front door. Why didn't he just go after them?
Because he forgot where they were at.
He hasn't been there. I don't think he's been to where they're at in Daybreak.
He's been to their lair, but I feel like he has, at this point, at least known where it was at.
I'm sure Aruto told him. I guess he decided to just wait because he's like, I'm camping out here and I'm waiting on them to come out the door. Because it will be better for me to fight them out here than in there. Unfortunately, it's not, because he gets his ass handed to him by Jin. Because
he's just in the arc of he's just gonna get beat up.
He doesn't have his new form yet, and Jin has his new form. Therefore, by rules of Rider, you must lose this fight, Fua. Sorry.
Yes.
Jin does ask him to hand over the Sing Scorpion key, and Fua's like, I don't have it. I don't know where it is. Maybe. It's totally not with the person who might have brought Hiromi back online at all. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But back at the burning building, we see more firefighter and medical personnel show up. 119 and the captain start to try to evac the Ames personnel, and 119 spots one of them. I think he's in cardiac arrest, is what he says.
Think so?
Yeah, and the captain immediately goes to do CPR on him, which I believe 119 on his heads-up display says something about doing CPR on him. But when the captain goes and gets the other guy, he goes and handles the other people, which the captain then berates for him for later. But also, I believe, why are you doing CPR on him in here when you can move him outside where the fire isn't and do CPR then? Because I believe that's what you're actually supposed to do in a fire.
I mean, I would assume so, because, you can wind up having smoke inhalation, and that's not good either.
Yes, I would also like to point out that the captain at no point is wearing his gas mask during this entire scene.
That's what the Zaya spec's for.
Apparently. Fuck, now that you say that, I'm thinking of real time where that is actually the case.
Dang it, yeah.
Maybe it is legitimately a gas mask at this point.
Dang it. I was meaning that to be a goof, but yeah, actually, yeah.
Because 119 doesn't need it because he doesn't breathe. So he doesn't have to worry about that part. Outside of the heat and smoke part that would rupture with his circuitry that it does the Shesta later.
Okay, but okay. Something to point out for later that actually can kind of still make mine be the goof.
Mm-hmm.
How come Fua and Yaiba can be in this building that is in far worse shape at that point without any kind of masks or anything?
True. I also like that Fua drenches himself with water to help, but doesn't do that to Yaiba, who he drags in there to start with.
Yep.
I mean, you could have dunked her with water and then went, but no, you're coming with me, and I'm not going to do the safety thing I did to myself to you.
That I don't know if would actually do anything?
I think it does something. I don't remember what. I think it's like it's a temporary, like, keeps you cooled off, like drops your body temperature down some.
Yeah, but at this point, that building has been on fire for a while.
Right.
I don't think it's going to do anything.
Right. It's Fua being Fua.
Yeah.
But yeah, the captain revives the person, and then they evac all the people. And outside, the captain berates 119 for not helping him with the CPR person, even though he was helping other people. And also, he's just like, we should evac him, like, now, and then, like, let the paramedics that are also outside do the CPR, because that's what their job is in this situation. Like, unless he is critical, they're the ones that need to be doing CPR. We're the ones needing to be evacuating people and handling the fire, because that's our job. But, meh. But yeah, he berates him. And this leads to Guy going, he's out of control because he's going singularity. Yaiba, slam him with the Zetsubo Riser I gave you earlier. And she's like, fine. So 119 gets turned into a Magia. We get our fight for the episode with Aruto. He breaks the Zetsumarizer on 119, saves him, and then fights off Guy to be like, no, you're not destroying him. You're not getting him. No, down. But when they go back, Guy's like, we're still going with this competition. This competition is still happening. You still need to rescue people in this legit emergency situation. That everyone just looks at him and go, what the fuck is wrong with you? Even the captain is like, you are out of your goddamn mind. This is not a competition anymore. This is a legitimate life and death situation. Shut the fuck up. You are in my workplace now. Go over there and sit in the corner. That takes us to episode 27, I Won't Give Up on a Life. So our two firefighters move back in. Aruto decides, I'm going to go handle the raider situation, and leaves. The two of them make it to the floor where Vice Prez and crew are, and as 119 is scanning it and sends it to the captain, they realize there's no safe route to them. Because if they move the totally rock slab that is up against the door there of the room they're in, the floor above will collapse and it will, I guess, kill them. I guess. It's a little hard to understand what is stopping them because of what happens later.
Yeah.
I get it, but I guess it's a case of we do not have the budget to actually pull off what we're supposed to be doing. But we check in with Aruto. He fights off the Prez, breaks him out of his transformation, but doesn't see him in the smoke that caused by the explosion. So he makes it off with his Raid Riser and stuff, but not his Zaya spec that he leaves on the floor. So Aruto takes it to give it to Fua so he can identify who the fuck this is. But back with the firefighters, 119 goes, I'm going to make the sacrifice play. I'm going to pull that off, hold up the debris. You go rescue them. And the captain's like, no, you're supposed to get yourself out of the situation. And I'm going to point out, he can come back from this. It's not like he can't be brought back online from a backup from this exact moment forward. It's okay. Like, him dying here is not the same as you dying here.
Yeah.
So he does it. He's getting burnt up by the flames that are hitting him from somewhere. I don't know. It makes for a really good scene. So he does that. Fua and Yaiba arrive because Fua's like, why is Yaiba, you come help me? And Guy's like, no, she's not a part of AIMS. And he's like, fuck you anyway. Yaiba, you're with me. And Yaiba's just like, I guess I'm going with him because he's dragging me and I'm not saying no. But they get the Vice Prez, his buddy and Shesta out, which at this point, the fire is finally put out and stuff. Because Aruto comes back, he passes off his aspect to Fua. And he's like, where's 119? And the captain's like, about that. So Aruto kind of like breaks his way in with Yaiba in tow, because she's like, Aruto, this is a bad decision. Where are you going back in there? And then he finds like the burnt remains of 119. And I want to point this out because it's a little audible thing that is kind of mentioned before with Shesta. Since the human gears are all metal and stuff, they're very hot.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Vice Prez like pulled his hand off of Shesta the second he touched her when she was like burning up.
And
like, but
you
not
even
on
heard
fire.
the bacon sizzle sound.
Yeah. Aruto, on the other hand, puts his hand on 119's shoulder. You hear the sizzle, and he holds it there.
Are are we also going to forget the fact that out of the three of them, Yaiba is the one that carries Shesta out?
Yeah, and then someone else helps carry Shesta the rest of the way once they're out the front door.
You know, the one without any kind of protection to the fire?
Mm-hmm.
Not the one that drenched himself in water, or the one in the fire-resistant suit?
Yeah, no, Yaiba in civilian attire helps drag Shesta out. It's fine.
We get... I don't get that. We make the one reference that actually makes sense, and then we screw it up, not once, but twice.
Yeah. I like it with Arto because it gives him a big badass moment where, like, he holds it there, then I believe you hear it again as he starts to, like, put 119's body on his back to carry him out of the building.
I think the second one might be the parts kind of adjusting.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah, all the parts are burnt to a crisp, so of course they're going to make noise as they're moving around.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a badass moment for Arto's like, I'm not leaving 111 or 119 behind. I'm assuming it's like, no, he deserves a proper burial. Or at least this body of his deserves a proper burial because he went and did the big hero thing today. He's getting a proper burial. Whatever burial things are for human gears. I don't know. But yeah, Arto, this most likely very hot robot body he is carrying on his back the whole way out. Because I don't know if Yaiba helps him or not, because we cut soon after he starts walking. But we cut to later, Guy and Naruto are meeting. Guy's declaring his victory because, hey, my guy rescued more people than your guy. I win. And the captain's like, no, I didn't rescue them. 119 did because he did the sacrifice play. If he didn't do that, nobody would have been rescued. So I don't deserve to win. And Guy's like, no, you got the people out. That's what matters. Bye. And outside, Fua comes running up with the guy who was the raider, and it turns out to be some random Zaya employee who wanted to sabotage the competition because they wanted to win. And he even has the Zaya spec to prove it. And Guy's like, I'm gonna need that Zaya spec. And Guy's like, why? And Guy's like, to destroy it because I don't want evidence of people being in my company being shitty. And Guy's like, no. And Naruto, mind you, is here for this and does not transform to fight with Guy or fight with Fua to stop him. So it's just Fua versus Guy, and Fua, of course, gets his ass handed to him.
I almost feel like he didn't feel like that was his fight kind of deal, which I can kind of understand.
Yeah.
Naruto is not the law. The law should come down on Guy.
Yeah.
It's one of those, I kind of get why he doesn't. But when he sees Fua getting beat around, yeah, that would probably be the point of stepping in and saying, okay, enough.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Fua gets beat. The Zaya spec falls to the ground. Guy destroys it by stomping on it. It's just like, I gotta keep my company's image clean. And Naruto's like, you're an asshole. Which is accurate. And then Jin shows up being like, hi, I need Hirobi's key. And Fua's like, and Jin, I'm getting names confused. I don't know why. Guy's like, fight me. So Jin does. And they fight each other. And Trade Rider kicks and Jin gets Hirobi's key and fucks off. And Guy's like, you get the win today, but I will win the final round so we can make this 3-2. Bye.
I hate how Jen and Guy are on equal terms.
Yep.
Because what that essentially should mean that Metal Cluster should also be able to beat Jin, and I don't think that's the case. So either this fight was Jin holding back, or yeah.
Also, they say at the end of the episode, the final round will be a debate over a vote to restore Daybreak Town. But before we get to that final episode for the week, any thoughts on the last three?
No.
I feel like this is probably the strongest 2 episodes of the job competition arc. In terms of the job competition stuff.
Yes and no. Because, I mean, I say yes and no because on one hand it does feel like they tried to put a little more effort into this one than they did some of the others.
Right.
But at the same time, we kind of needed it because it didn't have anything on the back end to really sustain it.
Yep.
So that's one of those I'm like, if we're looking at what should be A plots for all the job competition stuff, then yeah, that I can completely agree with that. If you look at it in general,
Yeah. That's what I was meaning of, like, just the job competition storyline of the human gear versus human. This is probably the best one they got to do. And weirdly, I feel like it is a downward slope if you go backwards from here. Kind of. I think the second one they did was kind of the worst one of the bunch, since it was just kind of a copy of the first one.
yeah.
But I feel like Bingo was stronger than both of them, both of those. And the first one clicked. But yeah, this is... I feel like I remember 119 better than any of the other 4.
I feel like, in all seriousness, how this could have went out a lot better would have been exactly like you said. The second one was a duplicate. We should have made it a 3. We should have made the vote be, guys, I'm still gonna do it anyhow, even though you won, unless you can prove me otherwise.
Yeah.
And that should have been the reason for the vote.
Mm-hmm.
That being that final, yeah, guy's that big of a jerk, because that would fit with the arc now. And it be a case of he can't take a loss, so Aruto's got this one shot, or he's still gonna do it anyhow.
Guy's just going to double down and bet nothing extra. Because bear in mind, Guy has nothing to lose in this competition.
Because that's exactly how I feel like this was gonna go regardless. Aruto could have won the vote anyhow. Guy still would have did the buyout. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, because that's the other weird thing about this competition is it's not a competition because Guy has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
It's not like Guy has decided to bet Zaya on this competition. No! If he loses nothing.
Yeah, he just walks away. Supposedly. That's why I kind of feel like maybe we should have narrowed it down to 3. Gave that false sense of, hey, Aruto won. Oh wait, Guy's a jerk.
Guy won't let it in here.
Because,
one more time!
Because it still would have played this way. We literally could have took the second one out, made it a 3-part or a 3-job deal, and it still would have flowed right in the same direction. We just would have got rid of 2 episodes that really wouldn't have done anything to help out. Because what did we get out of that 2-parter? Wasn't that the start of Metal Cluster?
Bingo, yes.
Oh, right, that was Bingo's.
Bingo's
so,
was...
yeah, we would have lost nothing by getting rid of that one then. Hold on.
Literally, the end of the episode is the debut of Metal Cluster Hopper, which has nothing to do with the trial at all.
Yeah, but the trial one was a fine one to keep in there. Yeah. Wow, we actually could have just got rid of that one and been fine.
Yeah.
Huh. Especially seeing as how they did a recap episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Shall we move on to our final episode for the week then?
I guess so.
Alright, episode 28. My rap will change the world. So, we've got our vote. It will take place in a month? I don't remember if they specified. I don't remember if they specified the timeline on this.
It was the last Sunday of whatever month we're in.
It might have been May.
I don't remember what month we were in at this point.
I don't remember what month was on the card that Aruto wrote on. Because it's clearly visible.
I mean, that too.
While I'm pulling that up real quick.
Actually, that wouldn't have been a Sunday anyhow. That probably would have been a Monday.
I think it was a Monday.
Now that I'm thinking about it, because that's usually how calendars are set up in business environments. Because the weekends technically don't matter.
It is March of 2020. And it is on the 29th. Which was in fact a Sunday.
That's actually interesting. Because usually that's not how that's set up.
Well, this looks like a regular calendar.
But it was in his office.
That too.
Usually calendars like that don't do Sunday to Saturday. They do Monday to Sunday.
Yeah.
So that's actually interesting.
And for some reason, Saturdays are colored blue and Sundays are colored red. And all the other days are colored black.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I know why the red on the Sundays. And I believe that has something to do with like the... Either it's looked at as the end of the week or beginning of the week. One of the two.
It probably all just depends.
I think it depends on how you look at it, kind of deal, but that's usually why those are colored.
Yeah. So we have approximately a month or so to the vote, and in between then, debates and rallies will be had with Guy hiring some random politician person that's a part of the Diet, which is a major political government thing in Japan that I don't know the specifics of. I just remember it because of Persona 5, because one of the villains is a part of the Diet. It feels weird to say that because out of context that makes... I say that and like, wait, a government thing in Japan is called the Diet? Yes. Is it spelled like diet? Yes. What does it do? I don't know.
Oh, I get it. I completely get it. Also, it's a week.
Oh, is it a week?
I forgot we do actually fly through that. Because it actually
okay.
follows real timing of when the episodes release.
Okay, good. But yeah, Guy has hired a politician to do his rallies. And Hidden Intelligence, specifically Arto's like, we will hire a politician here too! Except Izu's like, we don't have one of those. They can't take office, so why would we make one of those? And Naruto's like, what do we do then? And then random rapper Gear shows up to be like, I will rally the people for you. And his name is Check It Out, which I'm just going to shorten to CIO.
MC, check it out.
MC, check it out. Yeah. I assume it's MC, check it out because he is a disc jockey of some kind.
Yep.
So the MC is just a title. His name is actually just Check It Out.
But I love how they refer to him as that the entire way. It's like, yeah, fair.
Yeah. Why I'm going to refer him to CIO from here on out, because that is shorter. But yeah, he'll be doing the rallying for Hidden Intelligence. So we also see the guy is prepping his Kamen Rider army because he wants to weaponize riders. Because he sees the Kamen Riders as like special police force thing and the Raid Risers as a civilian thing. Because guns. If you haven't noticed by now, Guy is pre-character development Tony Stark. Because he's all about weapons and guns.
Well, I mean, the only way to make money is to be an arms dealer.
Pretty much. But he also gives Yaiba a Raid Riser because she handed over her Rushing Cheetah key for reasons later. So
he handed over her Rushing Cheetah key to be downgraded.
Pretty much.
For quite a few episodes.
Yep.
I had to.
Yeah, Artone Gang, they ended up attending one of the rallies for Zaya, where the politician's like, look at the human gears going berserk and still being hacked and stuff. We need to get rid of them. Burr, 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 burr. Essentially fear-mongering and all that. And then we get a music montage of human gears and stuff via CIO, because we needed an actual song in this. I'm not kidding, that is an actual song. But we pick up the plot later with Fua as he confronts Guy over Hirobi escaping and all of that. Because Guy has been informed about this at this point, and he's just like, it's fine. I 100% knew this was going to happen. And I do like that how Yaiba went, only 100%, sir. Isn't your thing 1000%? So you don't know. So this doesn't factor in your plans at all, does it? You're bluffing. But that's when we find out that Fu and Yaiba have chips in their head that allows them to use the Shot Riser, that have little AIs in them. And that is how Mitsubishi Jinrai probably hacked him to make him help. Spoilers, that's exactly what they did. But Fua, upset about this, decides to fight Guy. And he loses again. Only for Hirobi to show up and kick Guy's ass squarely and tell him to fuck off. And Fua's like, Hirobi, why did you help me? And Hirobi's like, because the Ark told me so. Bye. That's it.
Because you have a member of my team.
Because you have my non-binary friend in your head, and if you die, they die. So stop trying to get killed.
Also, I do want to mention, we were talking about it here a while back. Actually, both of them do have an AI in their chip. It's just
Right.
Fuwa's is Naki. We never find out what Yaiba's is.
It's probably just some regular one. It's nothing special.
But he does specifically say that they both have AIs.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so I was right on that one.
You know what? Headcanon here. The AI in Yaiba's head is a one she custom made for herself because she knew the chip was going to get put in her head, so she made one specifically for her.
I mean, that would make sense.
It's why it has no personality or anything, because, oh, I made it, and I didn't make it anything special because I don't see AI as people. I see them as tools. So it just runs the numbers and stuff it needs to run. It doesn't do anything else.
I mean, that would make sense for her character.
Mm-hmm. But later on, Guy and Yaiba head to Metsubo Jinrai's hideout. They use the 3D printer while Metsubo Jinrai are out because I guess they weren't around when they knocked on the door and said, "Hey, are you busy? Can we use the 3D printer today?"
Can the art come out and play?
Can the art print me a key real quick? I need it. And they print the Rampage Vulcan key, which is, spoilers, a key Vulcan's going to get later, because they totally show it off in the flash forward of an army of Rampage Vulcans.
Yeah.
I'm still upset Yaiba doesn't have a Rampage version for herself.
Or that she's at least able to use it, kind of deal.
Right, because, like, I've done the count. If you count every single Raider key we've gotten, it's enough keys to match the same amount of keys that are in Rampage Vulcan. I think +1, but I think there's some extra Zaya key that exists, or a key that's associated with Zaya that you could throw in there. Because we've also got all these other keys, like the spider and hedgehog keys that you could just throw in there and be like, all right, they're in here. Why? Because we want to fill it out and give us, 9 keys involved in it?
Yeah.
Because it's 9 plus Wolf. So we just need 9 keys plus Cheetah. But this takes us to Aruto and the CIO as they break up some backroom deal with the politicians getting money for favors and all of that, because that's a bad thing. And they're going to show proof of it at the debate tomorrow. Which
because
takes us to the debate.
Won't blow anything out of the water.
Yep. So they take it to the debate, they show off the evidence, and the politician's like, I totally don't know anything about this. Your footage is faked. Here is me in my office at totally the exact same time.
I totally
100%.
didn't change the timestamp.
Yep. So this causes a stir because people immediately believe him and his evidence over CIO and his evidence because
there's Zaya spies in the audience.
I guess, because I'm just like, that is the exact same thing from both sides. It is a matter of hearsay at this point.
Well, the guy that starts that conversation, or that big argument there kind of deal, later also kind of makes eye contact with our politician friend. Like, yeah, I set that up kind of deal. So, yeah. In light of everything that we've seen there, yeah, that was all guys doing.
Yeah. So this pisses off CIO, and because Guy just casually drops his Zetsuba Riser in front of this live audience, because there's a live audience here alongside being televised, and I'm pretty sure they also caught him fucking sliding that shit to him.
No, not at all.
He just slides his Zetsuba Riser to him, being like, you want to prove something? Fucking slam that on there and prove it. And CIO's like, all right, fine. Becomes a Dodo Magia.
Because we so needed another One of them.
Pretty
There
much.
can only be one dodo.
Mm-hmm. But because of this, guys like, I have my raid risers, and they will help people protect themselves from rogue Humagears. And Yaiba becomes the Jackal Raider. And then the two of them take the fight outside, and Aruto's like, I need to stop this fight now. And Guy just falls behind him casually, being like, the fuck you will, son. Get over here and fight me. So he stalls Aruto long enough alongside him, like getting this crowd up into a bit of a riot. So Yaiba kills CIO. And he's just like, human gears need to get destroyed. And everyone's like, yeah. And Naruto's like, ah, fuck. This blew up in our face. Oh, shit. What do we do? But we end the episode with Jin catching up with Fua being like, hi, friend. I need my non-binary buddy out of your head now, please. And Fua's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, no, he's been taking control of your body and helping me, get Hirobi out of jail, and also putting all those raid risers in people's hands. Say hi to him in the security footage. And Fua is very upset about this. But that is where we end the episode. So how'd you feel about our first of two for this one?
I felt like that moved a lot quicker than I thought it did.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh wow, I thought this was actually the next episode. I forgot they do kind of speed this up because we kind of have a good little bit to do in the next two episodes.
Yeah, we're kind of ending off an arc and giving Fua a really good form and a really good debut. We gotta go.
Yeah, it's one of those job competition. Oh right, we're crap. We still gotta finish this. Okay, speed through this and go. You can tell this is the point in it that even the writers were like, we might have did too much.
Yeah. Just like they have admitted in a post-op on the series, we kind of got lost in the arc because we were interested in all of the fun job stuff. All right, we have to do a plot of a series. Shit. Ah, fuck. We gotta go now. Oops.
I feel like this would have made for a good side series kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And us just highlight a few of them kind of deal and then move on. Maybe get like 3 of them and just keep pushing the show forward from there. And then if they wanted to do more outside of it.
Well, they had this animated short series that was focusing on all of our main characters on their days off. That could have just been a thing they attached onto that.
Yeah.
Because that's where we get the wonderful note that Yaiba does insane, crazy stuff. That does an insane amusement park tour and stuff on her day off, and she dragged Fua into it, and he regretted it by the end because he was sick and it just destroyed. And I refuse to not take that as her taking revenge on Fua for all the shit he does to her on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Because I remind you, it is canon that all Fua has to do is shove the damn key in the shot riser and it would authorize it open for him. But no, he's got to rip it open every time and he doesn't have to do it. This is why I'm upset that by the 01V Cinemas.
But he's a gorilla.
Yeah. This is why I'm upset by the 01V Cinemas, because they decided to take this fun status quo we got with, Yaiba in charge of Ames and Naki working for her and Fua kind of doing his own thing, but probably getting called in by Ames to be like, hey, can you help us out real quick on this case or something? And us not getting that as the Ames V Cinema, and instead it is having to clean up the shit from the Metsubo Jinrai V Cinema that decided to do a thing and then not do a thing in the second movie and stuff.
Yeah, and then do a different thing.
Yeah.
That caused they caused the first thing to mean even less, and I didn't think that would be possible.
Yeah, you had a wonderful status quo of this is a good interaction between characters and stuff. All we have to do is give them a plot to run through, and you have a V cinema that only needs to clock in at an hour. Nope, can't do that. We gotta make it complicated.
We gotta make it complicated and rope another character in to then do probably the stupidest thing ever.
Yep, especially considering what they've done with everyone involved in that series up until that point. I love how this whole...
Okay, you say everyone involved, but really, that only affects one person.
Yeah.
And that's the worst part of it.
Mm-hmm. I love how this run through of 01 for us for the podcast has just turned into let us dunk on the V cinemas every other week or so until we have to watch them.
And I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard not to just go deep into it because, oh my god.
We gotta save it for like 6 more weeks or so until we're to them.
Like when we get to them, can I just skip the last part of the last one there and just be good? Because I feel like it was fine until that happened. And then I was like, ah.
So yeah, that's our episodes for the week.
Yeah.
Next week we get Rampage Vulcan, which is still one of my favorite debuts of the series. It's so good. It's one of those times where I'm like, oh right, this is the mix match. This is one of those mix match final forms, and they do some really cool stuff with it. Why doesn't Rampage Vulcan get to show up more later on to do more cool things with mix match?
I know.
But between now and then, Wednesday will be more Star Citizen as hopefully the game cooperates.
Hopefully.
I feel like we have to wrangle the game every now and again to be like, come on, work with us here.
I mean, it didn't die in a fiery crash this last time.
Yeah, that's because there isn't 12,000 people trying to log in at the same time.
Or the fact that we played for a few hours and then yours decided to crap out.
Yep.
I've had that happen. And what's bad is I've got this innate ability to figure out when the game's fixing to crash on mine, and that makes it even worse. Because then my mentality is I'm gonna push it as far as I can. I'm just gonna put it out there. I probably could have had probably about 200,000 more credits in the game had I, cut losses when I should have.
But where's the fun in that?
Every time that something stupid like that happens, I get ticked off and just cut the game off at that point. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I will come back and clean up the mess later.
Thursday will be another Rider Chronicle week. Super Toku Tyson 2001. And I forget the other. Great Battle 4. I was like, wait, fuck, what was the second one?
Someone doesn't have the schedule up.
No, I don't. And Saturday will be our post 3, non 3 talk for the podcast.
Where we might have a direct.
I looked into that to see if anyone has been posting rumors or leaks about it to say when it was going to happen. The consensus seems to be Wednesday among them.
Yeah, I saw something about rumor of us having one sometime soon, TM.
I think it might have been actually Tuesday. It was the 14th. So Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, somewhere in that ballpark. I'm under the assumption we're going to get 24-hour notice on it.
Probably.
The only things to pay attention to tomorrow is that the Capcom Direct is tomorrow, which, considering the last Capcom Direct, there will be nothing new. And there's a Final Fantasy VII thing that's like 10 minutes long. I can't wait for there to be no 7R information and people to be mad about it.
Again?
Yes.
I mean, it'll either have no 7R information and people will be mad about it, or it will have 7R information and people will still be mad about it.
Because it won't be enough information, because it'll be a small little teaser for part 2, and then that's it.
Uh-huh.
There's no winning!
Nope. And it makes you wonder if they know that.
I hope so. But yeah, that's tomorrow. I'm waiting for a Nintendo Direct. If and when there's a Nintendo Direct, I will probably be doing a live reactions stream thing for it, because as long as nothing personal happens on that day, I should be able to just throw on everything and just sit down and react to it. I can't wait for it to be a very boring Direct because of that.
I can't wait for us to literally tomorrow get a 24-hour notice and it be Tuesday.
Yep. Like, that's fine. It'll be middle of the day.
What'll really suck is if it's late in the day.
Yeah. Because the reason I'm, like, wondering if we're getting a Direct, because of, like, the Three Hope stuff we got last week. Because, you know, trailer, demo, all that for Three Hopes, that feels like something they would have done at a Direct. Because you know they love the Shadow Drop stuff.
Unless they've got too much to do in a Direct.
Right. Because they also dropped that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer 2 weeks ago at this point.
I mean, granted, what else do we really have that they could throw on right now?
Strikers is already out, so unless they're going to talk about DLC for Strikers, that's off the table. There's, honestly, I don't think anything they could really do for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, because they've already talked about that game a lot.
I mean,
like outside of trailers and stuff, so that's off the table. Splatoon 3 story mode? Yeah. Just another trailer to remind people that that game comes out next month.
I mean, that's one of the... is it next month?
Yes.
I thought it was pushed farther back.
Nope.
Ooh.
It's end of next month. Fire Emblem Three Hopes is at the end of this month. Splatoon is in like September or whenever, because Xenoblade 3 and Splatoon 3 essentially. Yeah, those two got swapped release dates, which is why Splatoon 3 is coming out later this year, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming out next month.
Yeah, but we were just talking about Splatoon.
Oh, did it get pushed back?
You literally just said Splatoon was swapped with Xeno.
Right.
Yeah. Meaning that Splatoon wouldn't be next month.
No, Xenoblade 3 is next month. That's what I meant, and that's been the case.
You got you got stuff worded wrong big time.
Probably.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you did. Because
yeah.
I don't know if they would with Splatoon 3. Like, if that's the only big thing kind of deal.
I mean, there's nothing else to really talk about with Splatoon 3 at this point, I feel like. That wouldn't be old information.
Yeah.
Bayonetta 3 is slated for this year, if I
Now
recall correctly.
that could be enough. In all seriousness.
Yeah. I can't think of anything for this year because
Not that's
other
confirmed at least, because I mean, I could think
Yeah.
of something that would be nice, but
I'm thinking of Sparks of Hope. I would like that to have a release date right now because I don't need to see anything else for that game. I'm buying that. I don't care.
well, no, I would like, you know, Prime Trilogy announcement or something, but that would also mean that Prime 4 would be a little closer to release, and I don't think that's going to be the thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm
like
full on willing to bet that Prime Trilogy is going to be bookending of a 12-month span of when 4 is released.
Hmm. I would like another Breath of the Wild 2 trailer to gush about for like a week.
I think we're too early for that, though.
I know!
I honestly feel like that one's going to be a September, October kind of deal.
I just want another trailer like that first one they did for it, where I'm like, there's a mood with this trailer, and I need another mood of a trailer from Breath of the Wild 2.
Main reason I feel that way, though, is because I have a funny feeling it's going to be a March release.
Probably.
I can't really think of anything else, though. Of course, Nintendo loves doing that, too.
Yeah.
There's always something that you don't think about.
Or they're just like, hey, by the way, this is a new thing. It's coming out in like 3 months. See you then. Which, I'll be honest, I'm completely fine with. I do not mind when they just go, here's something that comes out in 4 months. Here's everything you need to know about the game. See you in 4 months.
I don't mind it either, but at the same time, it would be nice to, you know, get hints beforehand.
Right. But yeah, we'll see. Some part of me is stalling because I'm hoping they just announce it right now on Twitter because they tend to do that for us.
Yeah, good luck with that.
But not tonight, no. It'll be tomorrow when I'm watching Hawk's unboxing stream. They'll be like, by the way, Nintendo Direct tomorrow at like 2 o'clock. See you guys then. I'm like, to be expected.
I would laugh if that's the case, or we finish and it immediately gets announced.
That has happened.
I know, that's why I would laugh.
But anywho, folks, that's going to do it for us. So if you like what you're seeing, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chip away at that affiliate go. At JSON on Twitter gets you updates when we're live. Nice Space Point Discord. Jack is this. We're doing drop by. Say hi. See you Wednesday, folks.